What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I have made the video that has been probably one of my most requested things ever that I've literally ever done on my channel. So I put Moana and Ariel up in my Forest of Valor and built this gorgeous and beautiful princess biome where all of the princesses in Disney Dreamlight Valley can hang out together. Well, I'm now putting together the build for this, and I'm here to share it all with you. So right now, what you see me do and what I seem to have cut out of the video was struggling to put Ariel on this river kit piece. Anything that you see me using today is going to be from Peter Pan's river kit. It was a kit that we got back in the summertime, right around the Peter Pan update, and it honestly is one of the best items that I've had in the game. So what I had to do was I had to find like the largest square of the river kit, and I was able to place Ariel's house on top of that into just one solid piece. You cannot use multiple pieces if you want to put her house on this pond. So I was able to put her up there and then put her in the Forest of Valor with all of her friends. Now, obviously, we're going to add some landscaping to all of this, and it's just going to look adorable and amazing. Like I said, honestly, the river kit has been one of my favorite pieces that I've ever gotten from Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I know there has been some issues with it that people have said they've had issues where once you place something on top of it, you can't take it off. But really, I'm never gonna move her unless she's going to another pond, but I plan to keep this princess biome around for a while, so I'm very excited about it. So basically what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and add the edges of the river kit to the sides of the pond just to kind of make it look a little more natural, like the pond is actually supposed to be in my Forest of Valor, and it's not something that I just added after I put some trees behind it, because if y'all watch my videos, I am a treeaholic. I love trees and bushes and anything cute. But yeah, so you guys will see that, and I will be back in just a little bit to explain what else is happening. So now this is a piece to this pond build that honestly is one of the most crucial parts, in my opinion, to making it look like we can actually walk up to Ariel's house and like we are actually floating on water to get to her house. So what I decided to do was take some of the rock pathing, it's called the rocky terrain in game, and add it to the middle so that we had ourselves a path going down the middle that we could actually physically walk on up to her house. And now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grab the river kits again, and I'm going to put those on both sides of this rocky terrain so it literally looks like there's just this path inside of the water. Now, in just a little bit of the video, you will also see me go ahead and take some pathing, just like regular pathing that we use that has the rocks on the side of it, and I add that underneath to kind of blend it a little more and really make this illusion that we are walking on water heading into her house, and that we, you know, like it just gives a better illusion this way. And honestly, like I said, it ends up looking really great once we get it done. And covering up those edges with the bushes is something that I'm so glad I did, because trying to navigate the edges of the river kit sometimes can be quite difficult. I had done a similar build prior to this, and this is how I'm able to do it so quickly, is I had done the Potion Master one where I had taken this and I put pathing underneath these and I made it look like there was like houses and stuff floating on water, which was super fun. So here is what I was just talking about, where I took the pathing and put it underneath all of the water. And I'm just trying to decide if I like it where it's just underneath the one side of the water, or if I wanted to fill in completely, because obviously you can see the edges of the pathing like when it comes to like inside of it, so we do have to fill that in completely. But I didn't know if I wanted it one giant path piece underneath the rocks or if I needed two separate, and I decided on two separate ones purely because if I had done one big full piece underneath like both sides of those water piece, you would not have gotten that edging, which makes it blend a little bit more. I also makes it feel more realistic when it comes to these water builds. So I think like obviously when you go to a river or anything, like there is like that rocky edge line that you're always like walking on to actually get into the water. So this made it just feel like a touch more realistic, even though we can't walk on the water ourselves. So I'm gonna go ahead, do the other side, and I will be back. All right, so we are back. All of the edging has been added. I did think about trying to make it all one piece, but ultimately went with two on the sides. Now we're gonna go ahead and try and cover up this like front little section where the pathing sticks out. And this again just gives like more of an illusion that everything just kind of runs together with having the rocks there. And I liked being able to use, these are actually new items from the Beauty and the Beast update. They're the rainbow rose vases, I believe is what they're called. And they're super gorgeous, super pretty. And with the colors inside of Ariel's house, I really wanted to try and incorporate as much color as I possibly could with this build. Now, I'm going up to make sure that we can still get inside of Ariel's house because obviously that is quite important. But you're going to see me here in the next few minutes go ahead and just continue adding little bits and pieces of the details to Ariel's house into this build. So we went ahead and wrapped up with a little bit of decor and added some of the little water features into the pond, added a little bit of flowers to the ponds, and just added a touch more of decor. Now, this is also why I really enjoy using pathing underneath the water, because you can take those little water fountain, they're like lights that shoot up, and you can put them underneath the water and make it look like there's fountains inside of the water without being able to place anything on top of the water, because the game does have very limited items that you can add. Now what we're gonna do is, now that I'm satisfied with Ariel, we're gonna go ahead and move Moana, because she is our second water house that we are going to go add. Now, the difference between Moana and Ariel, especially here in this game, is that Moana we can place on land, or she can partially be in water. So she's going to be on land, but we are going to make it look like she is around in the water. Now here, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to place her, what is going to be the best for her, if I want maybe the two water houses next to each other, or where we're going to go with this. So I ended up putting her directly next to Ariel. We're going to clean up the area a little bit, and we're going to get started. Again, we will be using the river kits, so the Peter Pan river kits for this build, and I absolutely love how it turned out. And every time I do a valley tour and people see these areas of my valley, they always want to know how I did it. So I'm giving it to the people. So the first thing I wanted to start off with during this build was I took the beautiful and gorgeous, they're like waterfalls from the Lion King, and I wanted to line those up next to Moana's house and kind of make it look like, you know, there was water flowing next to her house. She is Moana of Matanui. She is one with the ocean, and just, I thought it would be such a great touch. Also, these waterfalls, which you will see later on in the video, are fantastic because you can actually take lights and put them behind them, and it gives it such just like an ambient glow, and it's just great. So for the rest of this clip, you're going to see me go ahead and try and situate the river kit around Moana's house, and as soon as I'm done with that, I will be back to talk about what we're doing next. right, so in this next clip, you're gonna see me go ahead and do kind of similar what to I did with Ariel's house. I'm gonna go ahead and this time I'm gonna be taking the tropical wood flooring from Eternity Isle and placing that down in front of Moana's house to give us a pathway through the ponds up to her house. And then I'm going to be taking this like leaf strewn path and using that as the border for what's going underneath the ponds in front of Moana's house. Now, again, I want to do something that's going to kind of mix because obviously I don't want to put rocks next to the tropical wood flooring because that's just not going to look right and it's not going to blend as seamlessly as I would have liked. So I think the leaf strewn path, although you can see a little bit of the dirt underneath it, does look like the right solution to this. So we're gonna go ahead and get that laid down and I'll be back. Just like that, we are back. And I also lied to all of you. I did not end up keeping the leaf strewn path underneath of this particular pond. I did go with what's called the Ancients pathing and doing some more rocks instead. Again, I really just think that it makes it look like the edges of a river, and it just makes it look more natural and complete. So I went ahead, I did that. I also did go ahead and adjust those waterfalls that were in the background, and I pulled them a little bit forward so they were lined up with the stairs of the Frosted Heights, because also this is like where the entrance is going to be between our Forest of Valor and our Frosted Heights. So we're going to be doing a little work there. But now it's time to make the front of Moana's house kind of blend in with the rest of the scenery that's going to go with it. So now we are going to work on pulling out some landscaping, figuring out if I want to use maybe some of the bushes, some of the smaller bushes, or tropical plants. What's going to look best for Moana, because obviously it is a very tropical vibe. And as you can see here, we are at the very edge of those stairs with this pond. So I do believe I end up having to go with something else later on in the video because it's not going to fit. Like, you can't walk up those stairs effectively with how I have this pathing right now. So I end up redoing this whole thing and making it so you can actually walk up the stairs, because you physically can't right now. And obviously that's a problem. So we'll see that very shortly. But I really like how this is coming out. And again, I think it's so pretty just having the ponds surrounding the more like water houses in this princess biome. And this was the trick that I was talking about earlier, where I did in fact take and put those lights behind them, because look at this gorgeous glow that they give it. I love the purple and the blue glow. I think it matches Moana perfectly, and I am quite obsessed with it. Now, in the next clip, it will be a little walkthrough of these two areas, and that's all I got. If you guys have questions about this in the comments, leave them down below, and I will do my best to answer them, and I will see you guys in the next video.